Alright guys, welcome back to another video by Blissful Techno Health. In this video we're going to be looking at how to use Active Directory in regards to creating users and changing what groups they're in and creating containers and organizational units and whatnot. Now I'm not going to go super deep into it, but we're going to go over the basics and the things that you need to know, okay? So we're going to go ahead and pull up our server manager. Okay, now bear in mind we did just install and promote this server to a domain controller. Okay, so this is assuming the position of a clean install of the ADDS. So we're going to go ahead and come to Tools, and we're going to check out the directory users and computers. Okay, now once we got, sorry, I just ate a bowl of oatmeal, so don't mind me. Once we get pulled up into here, you can see, here's my domain.local. So here's my domain here, and we're going to look here in the users folder, and we can see that we have a built-in administrator account. Okay, now you can use this, but usually it's kind of best practice to create another user. What I like to do is come up to, let's create a new organizational unit, okay, and start playing with things that way. So we're going to right click on the domain, okay, and we're going to go new, and we're going to go organizational unit. Okay, we're going to call this my domain users, because that's the name of my domain. Okay, if your domain is whatever, you can use whatever. Yeah, definitely keep it from accidental deletion. That's a very good idea. That would be bad. So you can see here it's just blank, right? So we just created our organizational unit. Okay, and the difference between an organizational unit and a container here is you can apply group policy to this, to your organizational units and whatnot, and administer it that way. So something good to know. So we want to be able to, if you want to be able to apply a group policy here, you can with an organizational unit. We're going to go ahead and right click, and we're going to go new, and we're going to do user. So we're going to make a new user here, new administrator, and we're going to call it zhooter. Okay, at mydomain.local. Yeah, that looks great. Next, password. Let's make a password for this user. Okay, you can do whatever you want here. I'm going to make this password never expire, and I'm the administrator that I'm making for me, so we're going to do this. Oh, whoops, look at that, I can't type. It's a good thing they make you type it twice, huh? Good grief. And third time's a charm. So here we are. We got my new user. I mean, he's just a regular user, okay? He doesn't have any administrator rights or privileges or anything. So we're going to go ahead and add him to some groups. Now you can add a group here, blah, blah, blah. But let's go into properties. So we're going to right click, properties, take a look at the properties of this user. We can see a lot of different tabs here, okay? General information, you can be like office, yeah, this guy's IT administration. You can put his phone number, email, zhooter at beef, let's say it's at mydomain.com, webpage, mydomain.com, okay, address, you can fill all this junk out. I don't know how things work in Europe, I'm just putting junk in there, okay. Whoa, what is your, I mean, I gotta Google that place. Eritrea? Never even heard of that. That's wild, man. So whatever, I'm not gonna mess with that. And so anyways, account. So here's your user logon name. You can change that. Okay, and leave it as zhooter. All right, mydomain.local. User logon, pre-Windows 2000. Log on hours. You can get in here and configure this as well. You can be like, yeah, permit him to be on these hours, but this person is not allowed to be on during these hours. This is an administrator account, so we want him to be on all the time. Now you might do this for all your standard users in different groups and control them all specifically. This is really good from a security standpoint. That way if somebody shoulder hacks or comes in and somehow gets information of a user, let's say in the accounting department, and you say, okay, accounting can only be logged in from 8 to 5 or 8 to 6. After 6 you're not allowed. So let's say someone's crept in at night somehow, and or they were tethered in somehow to your network, and they have that login information. They can't log in in the middle of the night. So that could be that's really good to manage from a security standpoint. Profile, we're not going to worry about that. Telephones, blah blah blah, pretty self-explanatory. Organization, okay. Remote control, you can allow this user to have remote control. They require permissions. Interact with the session or just view the user session, so kind of straightforward here. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at member of. Okay, this is where we can change groups like we did just by right clicking originally on the user there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add. We're going to add this to this administrator. Okay, we're going to add to domain admins. Okay, we're going to add this guy to enterprise admins. Okay, and I'm sure I'm missing some, but this is good for now. And okay, so this guy is now an administrator. Okay, so we have this user created, and there's all kinds of things we can do. We can also do new groups. Okay, and groups are not a bad idea. Let's say you have an accounting, let's say human resources, HR. You can be a group scope, domain, local, global or universal, group type, security, distribution. You can research all that junk if you want. I'm not too savvy on all that, but I'm just going to keep the group scope global. And so now we have a new group. Okay, and now we can go to properties. We can check out this group. We can add members to this group and whatnot. General, description, email, notes, secure distribution, member of. You can add that to, let's see, administrators. So we can make this whole group member of administrators. See that? Give them administrative rights as an administrator. So let's say we wanted to do that for some reason. You go, okay, apply. Cool. So now we just gave anyone that's in H&R administrative rights. Okay, so this can get really complex. You can really break it down into different members of the different, I can't think of the word, departments of your company. You can really break it down into who has permissions to do what and whatnot. You can manage this group. Who is the person that manages this group? Let's say it's me, Z Hooter. Okay, check name, huzzah, there I am. So you can be like, okay, he's the guy that can administer here. He's in IT administration. He's from Paris, France, Eritrea, right? Just a cool place now. It's going to exist here. We're going to go make that happen. So we're going to go ahead and apply that. Okay, so you can see here there's a lot of flexibility in what you can do. What I would recommend is to go ahead and read on Microsoft's TechNet website more about how to use Active Directory users and what applications. Chances are you're not going to be putting together a domain controller from scratch, but that you will be in an organization where it's already put together. So just knowing how this works, you have your different groups, and each group has its different permissions, what have you, and then you've got users that you can put into groups, and you can group your organization into different groups. Like H&R, you can do like administration, IT administration, management, and whatnot. So kind of cool. Lots of stuff you can do here. You can change passwords. People, oh, I forgot my password. You can right click on it here on the user and reset password. Okay, confirm. You can disable accounts. I don't think it lets you completely delete. Oh, maybe you can. I thought it would just let you disable. Oh, you can disable. So you can delete it or just disable it. Oh yeah, that's right. It's good not to delete. It's good to just disable. I read that somewhere, and that's what I've always done. So you disable it. That way it's there for some reason if you ever need to refer back to it. So that kind of sums up the Active Directory. Trying to think if I missed anything. There's probably a lot, of course, I missed, but this is just kind of a basic rundown. I haven't had to do a ton for any large enterprise networks. I mostly work with small, medium-sized businesses, so I haven't had to get incredibly in depth, but just the basic idea here. And the idea here with the domain controller and Active Directory is everything is controlled from a central server, and you can administer to the entire company from one central location. That way it's not all separate on local computers, and if someone forget their password, you're like, oh well crud, now I gotta run a program and pass the password and reset a form locally. You can do everything here from a server and administer it all from here. So we're not going to get into group policy or anything beyond at this point, but just know these basic things, and this will get you started, especially if you're somewhere just learning or just getting started with a company. You can manage all your users from here. So that's kind of the quick rundown how it works. If I missed anything, please shoot me a comment down below. I appreciate you guys watching the video, and y'all have a great night.